In the future, I will be standing in a stadium speaking to a roaring crowd of tens of thousands of people who I am motivating and inspiring to be the best that they can. I wrote something like that back in 2003, before my daughter was born. And that's what I do, except my stadium is this camera, and it's not a few thousand people, it's almost 1 million. Number 1, exercise. It really doesn't matter what kind of exercise, everything from walking to powerlifting, but choose an exercise that you're going to integrate into your lifestyle forever. When I first started my strength camps back in like 2007, people would call me, right? And what I did actually for my strength camps is I had a van, and I'd go out to the van and I'd have sandbags, and I'd have some kegs, and I'd have some, thick barbells and things like that, and kettlebells. And I'd take them out into the park, and people would train with all these odd objects. We'd carry things, we'd drag sleds, they would push, they would pull. It was all functional movement patterns with heavy weight and a lot of volume. Number 2, meditate. There are so many different forms of meditation, but simply shutting off your brain. Just be separate. Find ways to become separate from the noise of the world and your thoughts, which I call meditation. %90 of your intelligence is the unconscious, right? I don't know how scientifically true this is, but it's been said over and over again that we don't use something like 90% of our intelligence because it's in our fucking bodies. And we haven't learned how to understand the language of our bodies, and we haven't learned how to use the power of our bodies with conscious attention. The most magnificent, magical part of you is a part of you that doesn't require conscious attention, right? And I talk about this quite often. Who's digesting your food for you? Number 3, read. Always seek to grow your intelligence, grow your sensitivity through the experiences and ideas of others. Always read books that support you in your growth. See, what I had to do in order to create the circumstances that would get me where I am in life is to create a lot of debt. I was deeply in debt. I threw myself out into the world with absolutely no safety net, and it was sink or swim. Number 4, be very mindful of the messages you let into your consciousness. Anything that creates feelings that I don't want to rule my life, hatred, anger, frustration, I no longer allow into my consciousness. And the 5th habit is to forgive. Hey, I've got a fun and interesting question here from our buddy Alpha AA. He goes on to say, hey man, love your work. I just wanted to ask you personally, if you had to choose 5 habits or rituals for success, what would they be? Farewell, T.O. Elliott. Done.